company. Greg Popovich is in that elite company, and for good reason. He's earned it.
That's 9 apiece. I was talking about. There's San Antonio winning the tip, and Tony Parker. And the top foreign imports. Finley, Alberto. This is a veteran lineup that has been together a long time. Duncan working on Chuck Hayes. Off the glass for 2. I'd like to have a nickel every time I've said that with him.
Well, Duncan sees he's got a mismatch with the smaller Chuck Hayes, and if they're not going to double, he's just going to settle for that little banker off the glass, which he shoots a very high percentage with.
Yao gets it outside, over to McGrady. Now down low to Yao. Yao turns inside and misses, and I think Bowen came over the back and may have deflected that shot just a little.
San Antonio is very aware defensively where everyone is on the court, and they will help quite often.
Same play again. Duncan called for traveling. And wait a minute. The outside official called traveling, and Jack Neese called an offensive foul.
And Chuck Hayes is trying to figure out where he is. There was a lot of contact there, and I think the brunt of it was caught by Chuck Hayes.
Jack Neese.
In the nose.
Yeah, Jack Neese called a foul. Ed Malloy called a travel. Now, Derek Richardson is the third member out there. There is the elbow coming across the nose of Chuck Hayes.
He's got a little blood on the eye. Chuck's a tough kid. But let me tell you something, that hurts. Tim Duncan is a big, strong man.
So we're going to see Luis Scola in a hurry. Now, Scola did not warm up with the team tonight. In fact, when I went back, he was having a tube put back in, or a cap put on. His cap came off just as he was about ready to run out here for warm-up.
We can get that done tomorrow. Now, right now, it's game time.
So Dr. Tom will see how good he put that cap on. There's a jump hook by Yao Ming to go.
With the deep low post position, if he gets that, it's going to be a long night for Alberto, who's trying to guard the Great Wall.
Bruce Bowen taking it in with the left hand, and he gets the roll.
Bruce Bowen, one of the premier defenders in the league, is really not known for his offensive prowess.
And it's knocked over to Battier, who hits the 3. Rockets with a 1-point lead. Rockets really battled Dallas hard last night. In fact, going into about the final 6 minutes of the game, it was seesawing the lead back and forth. And then Dallas stepped it up just a notch. Rockets need to find that kind of finish to their game as the season goes on, but there are more new faces in the Rockets lineup.
It's going to take them a little while to develop that type of chemistry. But all the Mavericks really did, Bill, was hold their home court advantage. And that's what the good teams do.
Duncan with a miss.
And that's what the Rockets have got to do in tonight's game.
That's right. Good point. T-Mac been the leading scorer in the NBA since the start of the season. Parker with a miss.
T-Mac averaging about 33 a game, which is pretty good for the first week.
Yeah, puts him ahead of Kobe Bryant. And we have a foul whistled on Fabricio Oberto. Now, San Antonio has had 4 days off. They haven't played since last Friday. The Rockets play in the second game of a back-to-back. Let me ask you, as a player, does that make any difference?
Yes, big-time psychological advantage for the Spurs.
Psychological, but what about physical?
Well, in terms of energy, they're going to come out and make the Rockets busted in the first period. Not only are the Spurs talented, deep, experienced, they also are rested.
Yeah.
So they got a lot of intangibles working in their favor in tonight's game.
Well, I noticed that Rick Adelman wasn't that worried about it because he said, well, it's early in the season and I only played him about 36 minutes, so these guys are in great shape.
Yeah, and it's early in the season, but San Antonio has a whole lot pressure. But that didn't work for the Colorado Rockies. They were fresher than the Red Sox.
Well, they had 8 days off, you're right. All right, T-Mac looking down to Yao now. Oberto right behind him. Oberto gives up about 7 inches in height. You got to watch Fabricio. He'll flop on you, too.
You think?
Scola tip passes it to the wrong team. Remember now, he's not with the Spurs anymore. Finley with a miss. Bowen trying to take it up back to Finley again. And the Spurs will back it out with a fresh 24. Parker, Bowen, Duncan. Missed it. Oberto lost the ball out of bounds. And they're going to say Battier knocked it out of bounds, so the Spurs get it back.
Looked like it could have been off the hands of Oberto as he was over the back of Rafer Austin. Ball goes up. He's over the back of Battier. Just a good hustle.
Tony Parker has really improved his jump shot. And as I say that, he almost missed everything. But he may be the best driving, he and Steve Nash, the best two at penetrating in the league. And Parker really has improved his outside shot. A lot of contact, no whistle. Into Scola, back outside. Rafer passed up a 3. Battier will take it. Back-to-back three-pointers for Shane Battier.
It's great to see Shane involved in the offense early. I think he's a much better player when he gets on the board. He just plays a lot harder.
He shot that ball quick, and that ball brought rain.
Look at the three-point percentages for the season. The Spurs 41, the Rockets 87.
Yeah, that's unusual territory. The Rockets last year finished number 5 in the NBA in three-point shooting, and they were second all-time in franchise history in three-pointers made. But this year it looks like a different team. They won't get that many opportunities. Yao taking it inside. It's blocked, and he stays with it. As Yao Ming with good effort.
Dominated in the paint.
10-6 lead, Houston. We have played 5 minutes into this game. Duncan, Scola right behind him. Duncan missed the hook shot. Scola with the rebound.
Great defense by Louis Scola on Tim Duncan for that last possession.
McGrady gets a step on Bowen. T-Mac to the rack, and he's fouled. Foul on Timmy Duncan. So Francisco Elson and Manu Ginóbili will check into the game. Finley and Oberto go out.
You wonder why T-Mac is scoring 33 points a game, because he's mixing it up. He's taking the ball all the way to the basket and forcing the defense, putting a lot of pressure on opposing defenses. And he still has the clutch jumper if necessary.
Manu Ginóbili should not be eligible for 6th Man of the Year because he's really a starter.
Yeah, I agree with
They
that.
just bring him off the bench as soon as they can, and he'll be in there at the finish. I guarantee you that.
He never starts it, but he always finishes the game.
Yes, he does. One of the premier players in the NBA. And when you look at Ginóbili play, too, you think of a middleweight boxer. 10-2 run by Houston now in the last 4 minutes as they lead by 6, the Rockets do. Parker taking it inside over Yao Ming. He and Steve Nash, they do a lot of the same things, don't they, Clyde?
Well, they get into the paint, whether it's a high pick and roll or just a great dribble penetration. And they're so quick, you really can't stop. You got to double.
Elson way out. Rafer Austin with a miss. Timmy Duncan, double-figure rebounder. Parker always takes an early tour through the lane just in case. And he takes it up and in, and he's fouled.
Parker's just taking it right to Rafer Austin. He's got to step up and answer the challenge.
Timeout charge to the Houston Rockets. 5:55 left in the first, and the Rockets are up by 2. In business tonight, I told you a moment ago, Dr. Tom O'Brien, the Rockets dentist, had to put a cap on a tooth for Luis Scola just before the game started, and I don't know who's doing the stitching right now on Chuck Hayes. I imagine it's Dr. Jim Muntz, who's back there in the back, as Hayes took a cut over the eye. So
Jim Muntz or Bertie Pacheco, the cut man, the ultimate cut man.
I'd rather have Jim Muntz myself.
No doubt.
You have to tell him which eye first, though. Sometimes he has trouble with it. McGrady, great pass to Yao Ming.
Great execution. Yao did a great job. He did bring the ball down. He kept it up and dunked it.
Ball is loose in the open court. McGrady. McGrady is grabbed by Elson. And will that be a breakaway, Clyde?
Got to be a breakaway.
That's going to be a 2-shot foul.
And on the side. I like it. Good call by the official. McGrady sees the ball loose, puts on the Jets, and outruns everyone.
Well,
they have no choice but to foul him.
San Antonio may have an argument because Bowen was running alongside McGrady, but Elson grabbed him by the hand. Now, the breakaway, you have to be trailing, don't you?
You should be trailing, but they couldn't see Bowen. It has a bad angle.
Yeah.
You know, if they had the replay in effect, they could argue that.
Rockets had 20 fast break points last night. That's more than they used to have in a week. Well, McGrady misses the first. Well, he missed both. So the Rockets will get it out on the side. Bruce Bowen, who was arguing with the official Derek Richardson then. Bowen, one of the top 101 defenders in the NBA. In fact, every year he's on the All-Defensive League team, and he's another veteran.
Yes. McGrady shoots 85% from the free throw line.
Yeah, that's unusual.
Unusual. To miss them both. We didn't jinx it.
Didn't say a thing until after he missed it. All right. The important thing now, you get the ball back, however, after the 2 misses, so now make the field goal. Duncan comes out to help with McGrady. Good pass to Scola. He lost the ball. Yao gets it back. Manu steals it, and Scola steals it back, and a foul on Scola. A couple of old Argentinian teammates going head-to-head as Scola. Manu grabbed it first. Luis then took it away from Manu, but they're going to say that there was a foul.
Now with the rebound, does exactly what he should do. Brings it down. When you bring it down, you give the opposing defense a chance to take it away.
I didn't see the foul, but
there was no foul. Bad call by the official.
They're going to make it 2 of those. Duncan is fouled by Scola, so that's 2 quick fouls now by Luis. Now a problem for Rick Adelman. What do you do? Is Hayes back from the locker room yet?
He's still got Mutombo on the bench as well. Hayes is still being stitched up. But you got one of the shot block leaders in the entire league, Mutombo on the bench. So you got a guy you can put in the game.
Well, Tim Duncan came along 10 years ago, and he has won 4 NBA championships in 9 seasons. And he and Greg Popovich, that's been a pretty good matchup. And there goes Dikembe Mutombo now as he will check into the game for Scola.
And if Mutombo goes down, they got Jack Sigma on the bench.
Well, I know he'll be the first to tell you no. I'm in street clothes, and that's the way I will remain. Jack weighs about 30 pounds more than he did when he played. 30? I was being nice. There's pressure now on the basketball, and Yao saves it. Draper.
Defense by the Spurs is so intense. They overplay every pass.
Double team on Yao. Battier swings it to Rafer. Rafer passes the shot, goes back to Yao, and he can't handle the ball. His hands have been a little suspect in the last couple of games. Ginóbili misses a 3, and good tip by McGrady to Yao. 14-11, Rockets by 3. T-Mac to the rack. Tipped up in the air. Yao's got it. Misses. Yao gets it back, and this time there's no denying Yao Ming.
You can't deny the great wall down low.
And Yao with 8 points to start the game. Parker lost it.
That's great defense by Rick Ross.
3:52 left to play in the first quarter. Double team on McGrady. Now it's just McGrady and Bowen. McGrady baseline. McGrady with a beautiful move. Mutombo gets it back, takes it up, and Elson blocks it.
A lot of contact there.
These 2 teams really get after it, don't they?
You gotta love the intensity that both of these teams play with.
Denied by Yao. Yao has been getting at least one block in every game so far this year. He's got about 2 a game. Double team on T-Mac. Rafer swings it to Battier. Back. What a play! And a timeout taken by the Spurs. Mount Mutombo erupts, and so does this crowd.
There's a great pass from Battier to Deep, who throws it down with thunder.
Rockets with the early lead. 2:58 left to play in the first period. Don't forget to purchase your Lotto Texas ticket. Pick 6 numbers from 54. Drawings are Wednesdays and Saturdays. The current estimated annuitized jackpot is $18 million. Play today. Well, the Rowdies are always in the game, but Mutombo got everybody into the game just a few moments ago, Clyde.
Well, check out the great pass from Shane Battier, who gives it to Mutombo on the move. He's a much better catcher in traffic when he's on the move. And he throws it down emphatically because, as you remember on the last possession, he got the offensive rebound, got his shot blocked, so this time he was not going to take that chance.
There was no way to block that. Rockets with a 7-point lead, their biggest lead of the game. Bruce Bowen. Francisco Elson. Now that's a really improved part of his game. They told him in the summer they wanted him to work on his jump shot. He did not have a medium range shot, and they said then after practicing it, we want you to take it. Don't hesitate.
Yeah,
he had a good preseason.
Part of his development as a player. Always been a pretty good defender, and when he can knock down the mid-range shot, it can give Tim Duncan more room to operate down low.
Yao misses, and Parker on the fast break for San Antonio. One thing I think has always made San Antonio tough, they're a great half-court team with Duncan, and they can also run with Parker. So if you want to run, they'll run with you. If you want to slow it down, they'll slow it down with you.
I agree.
Ginóbili, oh boy, little finger roll by Manu.
Well, the Spurs are averaging 102 points a game offensively.
Yeah.
In contrast, the Rockets are averaging 97. To let you know they can defend you and they can also run with you.
And in the last 5 years, they finished 1 or 2 defensive. It's the best defensive team in the league.
That's the signature move of Greg Popovich, their head coach.
Yao in and out, won't go. Mutombo gets the rebound. The Rockets get a fresh 24. Austin doesn't waste any time, but he misses the 3-point attempt. Rafer now 0 for 2 from the outside. Parker is so fast with that basketball off the dribble. Outside, Ginóbili will fire a 3. And the long rebound to Elson. 1 minute left to play in the first quarter. Kicked ball by Mutombo. We set the shot clock at 14 seconds. Bonzi Wells, Mike James will check into the game. For Rick Adelman, Austin and Battier will go out. Bonzi had a great preseason. He struggled just a little bit in the regular season, but he's always played well against the Spurs. Chuck Hayes will check in now for Yao Ming. Good first quarter for Yao with 8 points, 5 rebounds. Darius Washington in the game now at point guard. Ginóbili with a little runner inside, misses. Bonzi with a rebound. A steal by Ginóbili. And a foul on Bonzi. Bonzi thought he may have been fouled too.
That always happens when you lose the ball. But Ginóbili is just out hustling the Houston Rockets on that play.
Matt Bonner has checked into the game. He's a 3-year man out of Florida. Spurs brought back all 12 players off the roster. They didn't make any changes. They didn't do anything in the offseason. Greg Popovich likes this mixture. He hasn't even played Robert Horry yet. Robert has been here in Houston with his daughter, and she has been ill, and so he hasn't had. There's Robert. He warmed up tonight before the game. He says he really hadn't had a chance to work with the team very much, but they don't really need him till the playoffs.
No, they know what Robert Horry can bring to the table, and he knows their system. He's better known as Big Shot Bob.
Got a ring for every finger, doesn't he? And then some.
Yes, he does.
Chuck Hayes just checked into the game, and he missed the shot. And the final 20 seconds by the Spurs. So the Rockets jumped out to that 7-point lead. San Antonio called a timeout, and now they can take the lead with a basket here. A 6-0 run by the Spurs.
I pick and roll for Ginóbili. Gets it up.
Elson hits. So San Antonio ended the quarter on an 8-0 run.
Quick for the big man.
21-20 Spurs. Now working on Elson. Ginóbili comes over, knocks it out of bounds. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Well, they're going to change the call. Ginóbili argued that Yao knocked it out. And Ginóbili wins the argument.
As you mentioned, Yao's hands are a little tender right now. He's losing the ball a little bit too much. Now, the Spurs do a lot of holding and grabbing. That has something to do with it, I'm sure.
Bonner matched up with Hayes. Darius Washington played his collegiate ball. He travels. Washington played at Memphis and was with the Dallas Mavericks last year in camp. And they cut him, and then he went to Greece to play in the Greek League.
Some of the sources around San Antonio, I hear they really like him. He's a hard-nosed kid who plays the game with intention.
Well, John Vaughn is still injured, and so he might not have made the team if Vaughn would have been healthy. Mike James with a three. Mike struggled with his shot in Dallas last night, but so far it's the only game he has.
He's the only Rocket shooting a decent percentage from three-point range.
That's right.
He's about 39%.
He's the only Rocket in double-figure scoring besides Yao and Tracy. You have to have him shoot. Finley tries to step back. Finley hits a two. It was a three, then he stepped on the line.
Yeah, Chuck Hayes on him. He thought he could get him up in the air, but he made a difficult shot anyway. No double team him now. He's got to go to work quickly. He can't wait for it.
Now gets it back, turns, fires, misses. Hayes gets it off the glass, and he misses. What was the whistle for?
Kick ball. Luther Head stopped a surefire fast break on the pass from Ginóbili.
Well, I guess he's getting in the spirit of things. The Dynamo are headed to another championship, and a few of their players are in the house tonight. They probably appreciate those kicks more than anybody else. Manu misses the shot. Good defense by Houston.
2 blocks for Yao Ming.
Luther wide open. So the Rockets continue to struggle from behind that three-point line, although they're 3 for 6 tonight, shooting only 27%, as Clyde pointed out earlier.
Which is dismal as a team.
8 seconds. Elson on the drive, passes out. Finley from the parking lot. Bonzi, as Yao throws it away. Rockets with 6 turnovers. That's almost as many right now as they had all of last night. And we have a timeout taken by San Antonio. 8:37 left to play in the second period. Game tied at 23. Take on the Charlotte Hornets.
Got a tough first month of the season in their schedule.
Yeah, they come back and play Memphis.
They're really going to be tested a lot in this first month.
Yeah, then they play the Lakers. So it doesn't get any easier.
No,
then they'll go to San Antonio and then play Phoenix and Dallas.
Gotta love that. Another tough back-to-back.
Well, the one way to look at it, you're going to get a lot of your opponents out of the way for a while early in the season.
It gives them a chance to see exactly where they are as a team. Gives the new coach a chance to look at players under pressure, which is where you want to see them.
Bonner to Duncan. Duncan working on Yao. Goes baseline with the jump hook. Luther head. Now looking down for the pass. Comes over to Mike James. Quick shot by James for three. Boy, that looked in rhythm, didn't it?
He is on fire.
Mike James with 6 points off the bench. Parker.
Now that's a two-pronged problem. Mike James lost his man, but the defense also forgot to help. Strong side, they had their backs turned as well.
That happened too quick. I don't think anybody saw that coming. Parker, he's just a blur sometimes. And you can't pass it through Duncan. You have to be careful. Great hands. And Brent Berry, they just keep coming off the bench with more players who can play. Berry now will come in for Ginóbili.
To prove your point, the Spurs have 10 players who are averaging over 17 minutes per game.
Yeah.
Which means they're deep and they're talented. The Rockets have 8 players averaging over 17 minutes.
And a 24-second shot clock violation. Again, the Rockets look bogged down. And this has happened occasionally, even in the games they won earlier this season. The Rockets would bog down at different times of the game, offensively.
We're talking about 10 players averaging 17 minutes a game.
Yeah.
Which means when playoff time comes in April and May, they're going to be fresh as a daisy. They're using their depth. They're deep and talented. And as you mentioned, Big Shot Bob has yet to hit the floor. Robert Ory.
Well, once he does, somebody's going to move out of that rotation. Over to Yao again. 7:07 left to play in the first half. Bonzi gets a step. Great pass to Yao. He missed it. Takes it up and dunks it. There you go.
To do. Don't take a chance. Dunk the ball. The high percentage play.
Duncan and Yao. Timmy to the basket with a hook shot. Yao bothered him a little. Chuck Hayes gives it up to Mike James. Duncan is 1 for 7. Mike James is fouled. He'll go to the line for 2.
Very aggressive going to the basket. Mike James coming off the bench with a spark. That's exactly what you need in a game of this magnitude.
Yeah, Mike James, that's why the Rockets went out and got him again, and he's averaging 13 points a game. He's averaging about 25 minutes a game. So that's good production. He's shooting 39% from the field and 39% from the three-point line.
It's a great off-season acquisition.
So Mike in 7 minutes has 8 points.
The thing I like about Mike James is the fact that he lives for the big moment. So he likes these tough games.
Parker for 2. All the great point guards can operate in that paint.
They can get in the paint. I don't care if you got 5 guys on it. They will get there.
Mike James. Shot clock at 8 seconds. James will step back and shoot. And he misses. Finley gives it up to Parker. Parker had a busy summer. Were you invited to the wedding?
No, I was not. But I saw the pictures.
And we weren't in them.
Saw the bootlegged pictures.
Well, Parker and the Spurs call a timeout. Rockets up by 3.
Court. Thanks, guys. Best of luck to you. The Dynamo, of course, hoping to get back to the championship game, possibly against New England again, Bill. A nice rematch there.
Yes, it will be, Bart. No doubt about it. They have 30,000 people at Robertson.
For good reason. They are fun to watch.
Yeah, that Brian Ching is an athlete.
Yes, he is.
There's Bowen. with a foul.
No, he never fouls. Come on.
That's what he thinks. Some people have called him a dirty player. There's Mike James, 8 of the Rockets' last 10 points.
Production off the bench.
A lot of players don't like the way Bowen plays defense, but his teammates like it. Down to Bonzi. Back out to Mike James again. Passed up a shot. 2 seconds. You got to take it, T-Mac. Bonzi with the offensive board. Bonzi with a putback. Another offensive rebound. And Duncan blocks Hayes. Barry back to Parker. Boy, he's like quick, but he missed. That won't happen too often. McGrady setting up the offense. And Nelson lost it. Rockets get it back. 6 on the shot clock. Who's handling the ball out there?
I tell you, the Rockets seem to be out of sorts right now. Their offense is not really.
Brady, beautiful play. 32-27. Rockets by 5. Barry. Parker on the drive. Good defense by Bonzi to shut him off. The shot clock went off before the shot by Elson. 24-second defense by Houston.
And you don't see that very often from the San Antonio Spurs. They have experience. They don't usually make fundamental mistakes.
So they don't usually pass it to Elson when the clock's running down.
Because he doesn't want it.
He doesn't want it and won't have any part of it. Bonzi cuts through the middle, lays it up for 2, and he's fouled. Bonzi Wells, beautiful move.
That's the kind of play that Bonzi Wells should specialize in. He's a slasher. When he goes to the basket, he makes things happen. He's strong enough to finish in traffic, and there he finishes, and he has a chance for a three-point play the old-fashioned way.
So Bonzi now will have a free throw as he tries to complete the three-point play. Rockets, number 11 in the NBA in free throw shooting. They've raised it up to 76%. The Rockets tonight, 4 of 7. Duncan works it inside, double team, knocks it away, and the foul on Chuck Hayes. Duncan has struggled a little tonight. The Rockets have paid a lot of attention to him. He's only 1 for 7 from the field. But, you know, you can do that on him for a half, and then he'll come out and just light you up.
He will light you up. And the key is they're still in this game with Duncan not having his best effort so far.
Yeah. And that was the case last night in Dallas, and it shows you why the Dallas and San Antonio teams are so tough. Josh Howard and Nowitzki were sitting on the bench together for a lot of the third quarter, and yet Dallas was able to finish the quarter and actually take the lead.
And that's when you know you have a lot of depth. You have veterans, experienced veterans who know how to come in and contribute and hold the lead or increase the lead.
Yeah. Jason Terry had 31, 16 for Stackhouse. They took up the slack. And San Antonio the same way. Duncan has struggled at times from the free throw line over the last few seasons. Coming in tonight, 73%. That's a high water mark for him. Brady over Bowen. Bonzi. Bonzi is blocked. Bonzi takes it up and has it knocked out of bounds by Duncan.
Bonzi does good rebounding small forward from that position. He will get on the offensive boards with some intensity. You know what's interesting? Look at the offensive rebounds. Rogers 13, Spurs 2. Contributes to the bottom line.
Yep.
But what's more interesting is that the Spurs have only 28 points and we have only 3 minutes left before the half.
Yao Ming back into the game now. T-Mac gets a double team. Knocked out of bounds by Bowen. All right, we're going to have another conversation here. Bowen wants him to reverse the call. Jack Neese is going to do it. And again, San Antonio talks an official out of a call.
That's about the third time that's happened tonight. I've seen about enough of that.
Well, that's a foul on Bowen.
Well, you can call a foul or just call it Rockets ball. But you can't give it back to the Spurs.
34-28. Yes, you can, because they just did. Ginóbili travels all over the place, and a foul is called on Shane Battier.
Jack Neeson is right on top of that play and saw exactly what happened. I can't believe the senior official changed the call that he made when he had a great view of the play.
Ginóbili will get to the free throw line a lot of times. He's a very physical player. He has a nice outside shot, but he prefers to drive. And he and Parker can really play havoc with your defense. And he misses the free throw. So San Antonio's 5 of 9 from the free throw line.
You're right, Bill. What they both do is they have excellent jumpers that set up their penetration.
Now, Tracy goes the opposite way. T-Mac to the right. They thought he was going to go around the right side of the Yao Ming pick. He went left instead. And it's 36-29. Again, a 7-point lead. That equals the largest of the game by Houston. Brent Berry. Another to be heard from as Berry hits a high arching shot from about the second row.
He doesn't need much time to get it off, does he?
No, they have a terrific three-point shooting team. McGrady on Bowen. Double team comes over. Austin gives it right back to T-Mac. 7 on the shot clock. Tracy McGrady with a 3.
Tracy McGrady playing with a lot of confidence in this game tonight. The thing of beauty when he's clicking on all cylinders.
Under 2 minutes left to play in the quarter. Boy, when Parker starts to drive, Rayford just turns around and runs the other way. Doesn't even watch him. Duncan taking it in on Yao. Physical play. Duncan misses again. McGrady in the open court. Bonzi, turnaround. Bonzi rolls. And the Rockets with their biggest lead of the game. 20-second timeout, San Antonio. Bonzi Wells getting it done. Rockets up by 9. 41-32, Rockets by 9. Tracy McGrady has had the hot hand. He scored 7 of the last 11 for Houston.
That's what he does best. Taking it to the rack, finishing strong, picking apart the defense, and now he pulls up. He's setting up the defense. They have no idea what he's going to do next. That's when you keep them on their toes.
Tracy got off to a quick start in Dallas. Tonight he was kind of let the game come to him. He didn't get off to a quick start, but he did get some other players involved. Yao Ming got off to a quick start, and then Mike James came off the bench to supply some offense.
Good point. Mike James and Bonzi Wells really kick-started this lead that the Rockets now enjoy.
But the bench scoring again. The Rockets lost that battle badly last night to Dallas. But they have won it in the 3 victories they have had, and they're ahead here against the Spurs. Last night, Dallas outscored them 50-23, but that was Terry and Stackhouse.
Yeah. Jason Terry is a Rocket killer.
He scored. Terry by himself outscored the Rockets bench. Ginóbili missed it. So San Antonio has shot the ball at a 39% clip. 107 and counting left to play in the first half. And a nice flop by Manu Ginóbili. And Bonzi Wells is called for the foul. Thought they weren't going to call that flop anymore.
You know what? That was an obvious flop. The referee saw the tail end of it. Bonzi Wells is just standing there underneath the basket with his hands up.
Oh, my goodness.
Ginóbili hits the ball.
Is that the worst you've ever seen?
Yeah, I really think flopping is the worst thing that happens to this game.
Derek Richardson, boy, got one pulled on him there. And a steal. Bonzi up to McGrady. T-Mac. Alston. Yes.
Yeah.
And the Rockets now lead by 11.
The Rockets using their defense to start the fast break. That's how the good teams get it done.
Parker on the drive. Yao with a block. Third block of the game for Yao Ming. McGrady sets up Battier to Alston. And McGrady will set up the offense again. 14 on the shot clock. He'll shoot it over Bowen. Missed it. Bonzi with an offensive rebound. Bonzi to Yao.
Yeah. And that's what Bonzi Wells does best. He's on the offensive boards. He's a great interior passer. He's relentless.
Bonzi with 7 rebounds since checking into the game to go along with 6 points. Final possession. And a foul. The Rockets had one to give. And Rafer Alston gives it.
Check out the offensive board by Bonzi Wells. Great awareness here. Takes it in. Dishes it to Yao for the easy 2.
Parker outside. 4 seconds down to 3. Sets up Duncan. Duncan misses again. So the Houston Rockets going to go along with Bonzi Wells getting the job done. Rafer Alston will start it off here in the third for the Rockets. San Antonio will have it to start the fourth. Chuck Hayes, backdoor. Oh, when Yao popped out, Chuck went in the back.
Because they forget about it. When Yao pops out, he draws such a crowd that Chuck Hayes is able to finagle his way in for an easy layup.
Well, he finagled for his first basket. Parker with a little hook shot.
With a little finagling of his own.
He's a finagling son of a gun.
He's so quick.
Hayes has Duncan on it. Duncan almost swats it away. Got to be careful. 9 seconds. Not a lot of ball movement. Now we go to McGrady as the clock winds down. T-Mac misses. Look at that rebound, and Rafer Alston misses on a 3. Chuck Hayes got another offensive rebound for the Rockets. Parker on the drive. Keep him out of there. Brady outside. Shot clock already at 10 seconds. Now trying to post up Oberto. Oberto won't get into position, and then the foul is called on Yao. See, Yao's arguing with the official, but what happens is he gets caught for the second foul. Oberto grabbed Yao, and then Yao grabbed back, and the only thing that Ed Malloy saw was the second one.
He's got his head wrapped around Yao.
Yeah.
That's an automatic foul.
I know, he had his arm wrapped completely around Yao Ming.
The official's looking right at that, and he doesn't call.
Well, here comes San Antonio.
Well, you knew they were not just going to give it to you.
Yep, 6-2 run coming right out of the dressing room. And it's 47-38. The basket will not count. An offensive foul is called on Chuck Hayes.
That's an interesting call. He just turned into the defender. Here he is, he gives it to him. That's a very legal play in the NBA.
Duncan. And a foul is called on Houston. So a much more aggressive San Antonio team starting this third quarter, and the Rockets haven't been able to answer. Rick Adelman saying, hey, we haven't quite played 2 minutes. We've already been whistled for 4 fouls.
Yeah, a couple of them have been suspect, to say the best. But you got to get the officials out of your head and play the game. If the game is won on the court, not jabbering with the officials. They got a tough job to do. Let them do their job. They're going to make their share of bad calls, but you can't let it affect the way you play the game.
Yeah, that's easy for you to say. Just like when you played, right?
Well, I can say it from over here.
Yeah.
Not on the court.
Well, you and Akeem used to wear them out. Wear them out.
Well, they deserved it.
See, now the truth comes out, doesn't it? Yeah. 47-39, Rockets. I had to get that in.
Well, I knew you would.
Brady. Great pass for Yao. Hey, everybody, the whole San Antonio team ran at T-Mac.
Great pump fake, got the whole team in the air, as you said. The great vision of Tracy McGrady gets the dunk by Yao Ming.
Michael Finley picked up by Battier. Looking for Duncan. Chuck Hayes really playing him tough. Finley is fouled by Battier, and that's going to be 3 free throws for Michael Finley, who, I might add, is an excellent free throw shooter.
Yes, he is. But that's right in front of the official. You see him hit him on the arm. It's just a bad foul. When you foul the jump shooter.
Michael Finley, he and Bruce Bowen were the only 2 Spurs to appear in all 82 games last year. He averaged 9 points a game. He's a 2-time NBA All-Star. Started out in Phoenix, had his best years at Dallas, and then Dallas decided not to re-sign him several years ago, and he came to San Antonio and comes off the bench normally, and now they've switched roles with Ginóbili, so Ginóbili comes off the bench and Finley starts.
He's not mad at him. He's got a championship ring because of it.
Yeah, among the active players, he ranks 3rd in career playoff three-pointer made. So he can get it up into that basket.
Mavericks also traded another point guard who's doing pretty well, might I add.
Yeah.
By the name of Steve Nash.
And they're still winning. They won 67 games last year without him. Kicked ball by Bowen. Rockets' 13-point lead is down to 7. 10-4 run by San Antonio.
They also got bounced in the first round without it.
That's correct.
The Warriors.
Yao Ming inside over Oberto. Yao with 16 points. Averaging a double-double in every game. Parker to Duncan. Duncan over Hayes. Uses the glass better than anybody I've ever seen.
The big fundamental.
Except for maybe Rudy T.
He gets at an angle where he can use the glass. And a lot of players today don't get at the right angle.
Yao hits from the outside over Oberto. I say Oberto's only 6'10", but that means he's giving up about 8 inches to Yao Ming. Nothing you can do.
Oh, he's doing a fairly good job, though, because he uses his body very well on the defensive end.
Duncan over Yao. Duncan has come to the game now.
Well, the second half, you knew Tim Duncan would wake up. He made his first shot in the first half and missed. Proceeded to miss his next. It's not going to happen very often.
Oberto called for the foul on Yao.
Had him in a Heimlich. A headlock there. Well, it looked like he was trying to perform the Heimlich maneuver.
We're not at the dinner table.
Look at that.
What do you got?
What is that?
He's got, my goodness.
He's got Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, and actually, his moves look a little better than yours. No, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that.
Oh, you're no good.
53-46. Back out, Duncan. Gets it again. Duncan on the drive. Missed it. And Yao tips it out of bounds. So the Spurs will get it back with a fresh 24. Duncan has 7 points this quarter. He had 4 in the first half. It's missed by Oberto.
Chuck Hayes on the board.
Yep, and a whistle.
Wow.
That's a quick foul on Fabricio Oberto.
Oberto is really disturbed right now because he's thinking, well, they let me do it in the first half.
I know. And they let him do it. They let him do it too the first couple of plays down, but they've got to clean it up, don't they?
Well, you got to be consistent more than anything. And he's shaking his head like, what? What did I do?
Well, Francisco Elson will come in now, and I think he may be more effective on Yao Ming. He's 7 feet. So he didn't get up quite as much. He's a 7-footer. McGrady misses a three. Yao tips it to Chuck Hayes, the ever-present Chuck Wagon. 18 seconds on the shot clock. McGrady back to the attack. Passes out to Raper. Raper to Battier to Yao. Yao leans in off the glass. And a foul on Duncan. A very aggressive move by Yao Ming got him the call.
4 offensive rebounds by Chuck Hayes. Second half. Great move by Yao. Gets him in the air. Draws the contact. It's a great wall. He's got a variety of moves, Bill. And it's tough to figure out exactly what he's going to do.
These are the first free throws for Yao Ming tonight. He has scored the last 7 points for the Rockets. Greg Popovich
working.
Really, he's working the official, but he can't ask for too much because he's gotten a lot of favorable calls so far tonight.
On the road.
Yeah. 55-46 Houston. Yao now with 20 points and 9 rebounds. Manu Ginóbili with the basket. So now this is usually the team they finish with Ginóbili in there in place of Finley. Austin to Yao. Double team on Yao Ming. Brady still has 10 seconds on the shot clock. T-Mac. And Hayes could not handle the pass. Twelve turnovers for the Rockets, 7 turnovers for the Spurs. A layup drill for Tony Parker.
That's what you can't afford to do. You have to funnel him to the middle into traffic. You can't let him beat you on the weak side.
Parker with 14. Yao's got position. There it is. He gets it back and he's fouled. He'll shoot 2. That was a much better job of getting him reposted, wasn't it?
Much better. Yao's very aggressive and draws the foul.
So now we have a timeout charge to the Rockets. 5:28 left to play in the third quarter, and the Rockets are up by 5.
28 left in the third. Rockets lead it by 5. Let's go back over to Bill and Clyde.
Okay, Bart, thank you so much. San Antonio leading here in the second quarter. They have outscored Houston 18-10. Yao with 8 of the 10 points scored by the Rockets, and he'll have 2 free throws. It's been a big quarter for Duncan and Parker.
Well, you can see the Spurs picking up the intensity. The recognition that they need to get back into this game and make something happen. That's the reason they've won 4 NBA titles in the last 9 years. 8 years. 9 years. One of them.
That's the 4th double-double of the season for Yao Ming, and this is the 5th game. Ginóbili comes off a pick by Duncan. Now he posts up, but no spacing. Now they got spacing. And traveling. Yao Ming went up. And I don't know if Timmy saw him and tried to avoid the block and traveled.
So that's the classic case was Yao intimidates. He doesn't get the block. Tim charges. He travels, but he doesn't get the intimidation. They should have a stat for that, for the great ball.
Well, Raper throws it for somebody in the front row.
There's just no reason for that.
A 6-point lead by Houston. That's 13 turnovers now by the Rockets. Ginóbili trying to get it back to Duncan. Knocked away by Battier. Raper to McGrady. They're not letting Yao post up very easily on that side, so Battier will take it over to Chuck Hayes. Inside to Yao. Yao sets up Battier for the long three. Yao very patient. He waited until Battier swung to the open spot. He spied him and he hit him. Timeout San Antonio. And the Rockets go back up by 9. On the offensive glass, Clyde. Houston 17-2 on offensive rebounding tonight, and that has been converted into 11 second chance points.
A lot of that has been the Chuck wagon, Chuck Hayes and Bonzi Wells.
Yep. That's what it's created. Rockets pitching a shutout on second chance points, and that's why they have this 9-point lead. Ginóbili off the glass.
Well, the Spurs play such great defense that when they stop you, if you can get a second chance opportunity, it takes the wind out of their sails.
McGrady looking down to Yao, back to Battier. Yao Ming. Back to Battier, sets him up again. And this time he finally misses. And Hayes runs it down. Fresh 24. Another offensive rebound for Houston. That's 5 offensive rebounds for Chuck Hayes. McGrady to Chuck. Chuck inside with a hook shot. Won't go. He tips it up in the air. And he gets nailed on the nose. Parker missed it. And McGrady with a rebound. That's 9 points now for McGrady. With 7 rebounds and 6 assists. Yao gets a double team. Chuck Hayes goes to the open spot. Hey, when 2 are on McGrady and 2 are on Yao, what's my math? My math isn't good, but
somebody's got to be open, right?
Yeah.
Chuck Hayes found the open seam. Great patience on the part of the Houston Rockets.
Sets up the play. 5 seconds. Sets up Francisco Elson, who misses. And McGrady with the rebound. 2:28 and counting. Left to play in the third quarter. 9-point Rockets lead. McGrady has been running the show out there for Houston. They really have Yao more involved in this game than he was last night in Dallas. Yao, baseline, Shanghai shake with a miss. Catch by Francisco Elson and sets up Ginóbili outside. 2 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Ginóbili jumps into Yao Ming.
The high pick and roll, that's a good play by the Spurs. They execute that very well. And of course, part of the execution is Ginóbili jumping into Yao's chest with a little bit of a flop.
Mike James, Luis Scola will check in. Yao will get a breather along with Rafer Alston. The 2 best in the league at creating fouls for themselves are the one at the line right now, Manu Ginóbili, and the other is Kobe Bryant.
Oh, I agree.
They really know how to jump into the player and get a foul.
McGrady's pretty good at that as well. He'll get him in the air.
Well, he is this year because he's driving to the basketball. Last year, he was really a perimeter player.
I agree. I'd like to see him take it to the basket even more. But that is a skilled move that you have to spend many hours in the gym perfecting.
Bonzi has checked back in also. So it's Bonzi, Scola, Mike James, Battier, and McGrady for the final 150 of the third quarter. Bonner, James taking it inside. Ginóbili with a block. Great defensive play by Manu. And he throws it over to Barry, who saves it. Both teams going small now. Manu back the other way for 2.
baskets. No strong side, no weak side help on the defense. When someone drives to your basket, you got to have recognition from the weak side to come over and help stop the penetration.
Ginóbili with 14, and it's a 6-point Houston lead. 1:13 left. Was a sucker pass. Rockets threw it right into the Spurs defense. Under a minute left to play. Honor out high to set that pick for Ginóbili. Carried it on his hip. Elson lost the ball. It's loose.
Wasted opportunity. When that ball's loose, you got to have a nose for the ball.
4 seconds on the shot clock, Clyde.
Look for Ginóbili to come off firing. He or Barry will come off with the quick release.
Well, he knew it, but the Rockets didn't know it. And the loose ball foul on Francisco Elson. That was too easy.
It was right in front of the official. He was all over the back of Louis Scola.
But I mean Ginóbili.
Oh.
That was too easy a shot.
Yeah, because that's all you have left. 4 seconds is not that's plenty of time to get up a quality shot. And there are only a couple of guys on that team that's going to get that shot off. Obviously, with Ginóbili on the floor and Parker and Duncan on the bench, he's the guy they're going to look for.
Both teams are in the penalty. Rockets are now 7 of 12 for only 58%. 10 of 16 for the Spurs for 63%. Scola misses both. Bonzi gets it back. Another offensive rebound, and McGrady for 3. Oh, big time T-Mac.
The Rockets really needed that because they were falling apart on the offensive end.
Bonner blocked by Battier, gets it back, throws it. Saved, and James knocks it out of bounds. The Spurs will have it with 21 seconds left to play in the quarter. Bodies flying everywhere.
Bodies everywhere. Intensity, effort, I like to see it, but Rockets are playing with playoff caliber intensity. And that's what you must do to be San Antonio Spurs.
Eight seconds on the shot clock, 16 left in the quarter. Ginóbili draws another foul. And a technical foul is called on McGrady. Foul was on Battier, and McGrady gets the tee as Ed Malloy loses his cool just a little bit. Now McGrady needs to stay off of him because he might turn and fire another tee, and that would be it for T-Mac. Too many teams.
Well, there's a lot of games left to be played.
Justice prevails, say the fans.
And a whole nother quarter. You want to keep your cool.
Ginóbili really gets bailed out a lot. I think the frustration of him getting call after call. Ginóbili.
Well, when you attack
7 from the line.
But when you attack the basket constantly, the referees have a tendency to give you the call.
That's a good point.
Ginóbili just happens to be very good at. He's a good finisher, but he's also a great flopper. Got a good combination there.
Well, he gets 1 out of 3. And that's a break for Houston. The Rockets lead at 64-56. Rockets should get the final shot. 8 seconds. Tipped by the Spurs. So the Rockets will have just under 2 seconds to get the final shot, 1.7. Bonzi will bring it in. Scola had the layup and he missed it. Beautiful pass by Bonzi. 19 offensive rebounds to only 3 for San Antonio. And that 14 second chance points for the Rockets and 1 for San Antonio. Ginóbili starts the 4th quarter with a basket. 64-58.
Beautiful left-handed floater right in the middle of the paint. Did a great job coming off the pick and roll where there was no help. The Rockets have got to double that at some point in the game.
Mike James in there with Luther Head. Yao Ming trying to get position inside. Can't do it. So they'll go away from him. 5 on the shot clock to Bonzi Wells. Bonzi will shoot it and hit it. Big game for Bonzi Wells tonight. 8 points, 9 rebounds for the Bonds. Ginóbili misses. Bonzi Wells with 10 rebounds. Battier steps out. Luther gives it back to Battier. 5 on the shot clock. Shane needs help. Going baseline. Sets it for Mike James. Got it off in time. Yao tips it to Bonzi. Bonzi is fouled. Great rebound by Yao Ming.
I'll tell you what, Yao and Bonzi on the boards are making, that is the difference in the game. The ability to get the second chance opportunities and convert them.
I remember a couple of years ago when Bonzi was playing for Sacramento and Rick Adelman. This is what he did against San Antonio in the first round of the playoffs. In fact, it almost was a huge upset for the Sacramento Kings. It went right down to the final game.
Bonzi Wells almost did it single-handedly.
And Rick says he doesn't know why. But San Antonio brings out the best in Bonzi, and here he is tonight having his best game of this early season. 10 points and 10 rebounds for Bonzi Wells, a double-double, and he's the only Rocket with a double-double besides Yao Ming this year. How about that?
That's pretty good. Off the bench in 17 minutes. I like it.
And Finley hits a 3. Don't forget about it. He hasn't been in the game in a while, but here's Michael Finley back.
We'll let you know he's out there if you leave him.
Popovich can go to different players till he finds the right combination.
What a luxury.
68-61 now. Rockets with the lead. We play 2 minutes into the fourth quarter. Elson having a war down there with Yao Ming. Luther hit, 5 seconds. Make it happen. Parker did everything but handcuff him, and Luther hits it with 1 second on the shot clock.
Now, he's also a big shot maker, especially in the fourth quarter.
That's right. This is his time to shine. Ime Udoka has checked into the game. He and Parker on the outside. Parker picked up by James. And Bonzi with his 11th rebound with an assist from Yao. 9-point Houston lead. James rattles, and Elson with the rebound. Deflected and stolen by Bonzi. He's everywhere.
He is a Spurs killer. He plays big against the San Antonio Spurs. I think it's because he's a competitor. If you can't play well against the defending world champion, you can't get up for that, you don't need to be out on the floor.
Yao Ming! Luther Head says, give me an assist. He missed it so badly, it went right to Yao, who slammed it home. And Yao Ming with 23 points and 13 rebounds. San Antonio calls a timeout. (72-61) Houston, 8:48 left to play. Time to check in on tonight's AIG Big Man Watch. And tonight, Yao Ming's got it all over Tim Duncan. 23 and 13 for Yao. Timmy's not having one of his better games, but then McGrady is not having one of his at 4 for 13. So the two big guys, but Yao's been the answer tonight, Clive.
Look at him battling on the board, putting it back in, throwing him down with some thunderous. Look at the intensity, the relentless, the determination. quick to it and finishing strong. That's been the difference in this game. His ability to dominate in the paint, because when he does that, the Spurs have no answer.
You would think the second game of a back-to-back, Yao would be the most effective, being the biggest man out there. Udoka with a miss.
Good point, but it seems to affect McGrady a little bit more than Yao.
And Duncan's had 4 days off, and it's really affected him. And that's going to be a holding foul on Finley. No, on, let's see, they said 5, so that'll be M.A. Udoka.
Who was with the Portland Trailblazers last season.
And played very well, as a matter of fact.
A starter.
Yeah. Signed this year with San Antonio. Pretty good pickup.
Darn good pickup. He's another defensive-minded player who can shoot the open jumper.
Bonzi taking it down low. They had to put Udoka in to take care of Bonzi, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
2 seconds left. Mike James. Oh. And it comes all the way back to him.
That's what happens when you hustle. Good things happen.
Now working on Duncan. Mike James is open. Yes! 3-pointer. Mike James. Give the assist to Yao Ming. Rockets have hit 8 of their 18 threes tonight.
And that bench is producing tonight in a big way.
Duncan trying to shoot it over Yao. He's really struggled with the size of Yao Ming here tonight.
I've been really impressed with this crowd, Bill. This crowd has been in it from the very start.
Mike James alertly let that ball go out of bounds so he wouldn't have to pick it up and be guarded so closely by Parker. With the shot clock running down, so Battier will bring it in. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Yeah, the crowd has had something to be in. I mean, this has been a good game.
Early in the season, this is a big game for both teams.
Not a lot of offense, but it's great defense.
They like to send a message.
Mike James gets open. High pick to Yao Ming. Bonzi with another rebound. Finds Battier. Mike James from the corner. And Finley.
Mike James will put it up, won't he?
Yes, he will. And that's going to be a hit on Parker. Picked out the wrong man.
James Battier. He's there for the charge. Consummate teammate.
Now Battier will come out, and McGrady will come in.
Great anticipation. Parker's so quick. Good job to converge and close in on him. Shane Battier, one of the best in the league at taking the charge.
Luther Head comes in for Mike James. And he throws it right to Brent Berry. And a foul on Luther, so he made 2 mistakes.
Yeah, that post-entry pass is not as easy as some people may think. It's an art to that. Right there, Luther Head made a terrible mistake.
14-point lead by the Rockets. 6:42 left to play. Finley taking it inside, back to Duncan. He's fouled by Yao. He'll shoot 2. Well, Duncan, 4 for 14. He has 11 points. McGrady, 4 for 13. He has 12. So your 2 big guns are having off nights. But Yao has picked it up for Houston.
He's having a monster game.
Yeah.
23 and 13 rebounds with 5 assists.
And San Antonio, you know, every year San Antonio is one of the worst free throw shooting teams in the NBA. And tonight, they're kind of going back the clock, so to speak. They're 11 of 20. 55%. 75-62, Houston. McGrady and Ginóbili, Parker and James. Back in, Luther Head stays in. Yao working on Duncan. Gets a double team, throws it away again. Well, this happened last night in Dallas. You just have to be able to execute against these great teams. You cannot keep throwing the ball away.
And good teams will be in the passing lanes, and that's when they want to pick up the intensity, that's how they get the steals.
Rick calls a timeout. Still plenty of time left. Rockets lead at 11. The rim replay.
Throw it down, Matumbo.
It's his only basket of the game, but it might make all the highlight reels.
He's still got a lot left in the tank.
Well, the Rockets with their 9th consecutive sellout at Toyota Center tonight. 18,280 in attendance. And they have had themselves a good time tonight. Anytime you get the Texas teams together, it's going to be a good one. Rockets would like to win more of them.
They're doing a good job tonight. They've done everything they could do up until this point to maintain control of this game.
6 minutes left to play. McGrady gets a pick. He'll rise up. In and out, won't go. The Rockets settle for the outside shot. Ginóbili dumps in the out. Duncan gets it back, puts it back in for 2.
Here come the Spurs.
Yep, knew they would. 9-point lead by Houston. 5-0 run by San Antonio. Yao Ming.
Oh, what great execution on the part of the Houston Rockets. Using the passing skills of Yao Ming. I like that. Down the stretch, that's a great outfit.
Monty Wells with 12 points and 12 rebounds. Finley, short on the shot. Bonzi has it knocked out of his hands by Duncan. And the Rockets will have the basketball. All right, here's pressure now for the first time. Actually, by San Antonio. They've applied it lightly. Now they're picking up more full court.
Once you cross that half-court line, they'll pick you up and show some intensity. Greg Popovich, to play for him, he's a defensive-minded coach, and you have to put forth the effort.
Bonzi on Finley. Turnaround, Bonzi Wells, short. That's not the shot he wants.
No.
The shot San Antonio wants him to take. Ball is loose. Yao comes out of there with it, and Ginóbili steals it and dumps it over Yao. (77-68) Rockets. And a foul on Brent Berry. That's a third team foul on the Spurs.
Yao with the great steal here comes up with it, but he throws it right to Ginóbili, who throws it down emphatically over Yao. It was too far underneath the basket to even attempt to block it.
Yeah, I thought that was smart on Yao's part not to pick up the foul. Just make it worse with making it a 3-point play.
Absolutely.
Mike James attempts a 3, and it's knocked out of bounds by San Antonio. So the Rockets will get 24 more seconds. Good hustle by Bonzi. That created it.
He's on the offensive boards. He's a force. And the Spurs can't find a way to keep him off.
4:10 left to play in the game. That clock can't run fast enough for Rick Adelman.
Bonzi with 7 offensive boards tonight.
Yao Ming working on Duncan. He'll shoot it over Duncan. Missed it. Rockets been relegated to the outside shot here the last 5 minutes. That's how San Antonio's getting back in it. Berry off the glass. And it's 77-70 now. A 70-point Rockets lead. They led by as many as 15 early in the quarter, but the Spurs have come storming back. Rockets not getting a good look. The defense of San Antonio.
You know, the Spurs, you have to put them away. They're too good to beat themselves.
Shot clock running down. Mike James again. And boy, what a big basket by Mike James. 13 points.
Mike James taking things into his own hands. I like that.
Berry with a 3. Too hard, and Bonzi with his 14th rebound of the game. His career high is 18.
Rick Alleman is directing the traffic here from the bench.
Come on, McGrady's upset, and I don't blame him. They come out on the double team. His players aren't showing to help him out, are they, Clyde?
No, they're leaving him hanging.
Yeah. So a 20-second timeout is taken by Houston. Rockets basketball on FSN Houston is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, by Landry Signature Group, by AIG, by the Progressive Insurance Group, and by Toyota. Well, the cheerleaders getting into the act right now. The Rockets have been able to dunk it. They've had so many rebounds. Coming into this game, the Rockets were the 14th best rebounding team in the NBA. The Spurs were the 12th. But the Rockets have out-rebounded the Spurs 53-27, including 24 offensive rebounds.
That has been the story in this game, because when you're not shooting the ball well, the ability to get second chance opportunities and convert is huge. 21-3. That's the way they've scored on the second chance points.
Yeah, that's the ball game, because the Rockets are shooting only 38% playing the world champion.
And up by 9 with just under 3 minutes to play.
And there's another turnover, and Ginóbili is fouled. Well, that's not a bad foul, really. Battier wants to see if he can make it from the free throw line rather than give him a dunk. But another terrible turnover by the Rockets in crunch time, right?
Yeah, those are uncharacteristic turnovers. And what they got to do is play in more of these good games to get the feel of what it's like to play big-time basketball.
They kind of panic, don't they?
Unnecessary turnover. Yeah. And that's a sign of nerves.
Just have to learn how to win. That's what San Antonio and Dallas, because they play together for so long, they know how to execute it down the stretch.
It's like the more you're in these pressure cooker type situations, the better you learn how to deal with them.
And Rick Alleman said, you know, at two-a-days this year, he said, I want us to get better as the year goes on so that we're the best in April.
I like that.
And but they've got to learn to win these games. Somebody moved to an open spot. And a 20-second timeout taken by the Rockets. Got to drive him nuts, doesn't it?
You got to be kidding me.
Can't get the ball in. This timeout is brought to you by McDonald's. Try a great tasting Southern Fried Chicken sandwich today, only at McDonald's. I'm loving it. Well, they said 20-second timeout. I guess they changed it back to a full. And so now the Rockets have another problem here, Clyde, with 2:55 left to play. As you check it out, score by quarter. And the Rockets have only one timeout remaining. And they've still got 2:55 to play.
Which is,
on the other hand, the Spurs have 2 full timeouts and a 20.
Plenty of time left in this game to do something big for the Spurs. So execution down the stretch, that's what we're looking for from the Houston Rockets.
Yep.
The ability to finish out good teams at the end of the game. That's how you come into your own as a team.
Now, both teams have a team foul to give. There you see the timeout and foul situation. So the Rockets need to be aggressive so they can get on that free throw line.
Absolutely, but they both have a foul to give.
McGrady with 12 points. Yao with 23, 13 for James. Wells with 12, along with 14 rebounds. All right, Rafer Alston is in the game now for his ball handling skills. Shane Battier will bring it in. Rafer gets open. We'll bring it up on Parker. Parker all over him. 13 on the shot clock. Yao Ming working on Duncan. Now turns, fires, baseline hits.
Oh, good shot.
Basket by Yao Ming. And he has 25 points. That ties his season high. Parker throws it away. An uncharacteristic turnover by Parker. And Duncan.
He got into the lane, the sweet spot, and decided to pass it to Duncan, who thought Parker was going to shoot it. A rare lack of communication on the part of those two.
Now on Duncan again. Out in the middle. Jump hook. Got it. Go to the big horse.
Yao taking over.
Ride him home. 27 points, season high, Yao Ming. Ginóbili sets up Parker for a three. And it's 83-75. Houston 147 and counting left to play in this game. Cattleman tells him use the clock. Yao again on Duncan. Yao is fouled by Ginóbili in the act of shooting, so Yao Ming, the best free throw shooter on the Rockets team, will get two.
I love the way Rick Adelman is directing traffic from the sidelines here in crunch time, and the Rockets are responding. Wonderful coaching job by Rick Adelman.
I know you enjoyed playing for him, didn't you?
Oh, he's a winner. He's a winner, and he's very... The thing I like about him the most, Bill, is that he's a player's coach who really knows what to do in a pressure situation.
He's very calm, isn't he?
Very calm. And he's got a lot of confidence in his players, and he displays that on a daily basis.
You know what I've liked about him so much tonight, as well as in the other games I've seen this season, is his ability to adjust on the run, and that's what the NBA is all about.
Absolutely. He looks like he's calm, and he's got a lot of fire, believe me. And he's a winner.
He was drafted by the San Diego Rockets in the 7th round. There's Ginóbili. He's always... So Rick was a 7th round draft choice. That's back when they had unlimited rounds of drafting. And ended up playing 7 years in the league.
Yeah, it was a pretty good point guard. Oh, that would be
a delay of game on Houston. They can't see him. Who's on first?
Well, the Spurs are great at creating chaos in pressure situations. That's basically all they're doing.
Now misses.
And it worked. That's why they do it.
Gets 1 out of 2. Gamesmanship.
That's what it's called.
Ginóbili with 2 big steps in the lane. Yao made him change. Look at Bonzi go get that rebound.
That's how you get up and go get it.
15 rebounds for Bonzi Wells. Work the clock, says Adelman. Work the clock. 14 seconds. 12-11 on the shot clock. Yao back to Alston. Battier from the corner.
Yes!
Oh, that'll do it. Battier puts the finishing touches on this Houston Rockets victory.
And that's the dagger that I think that put the Spurs away.
Parker in for 2. 10-point Houston lead. Under a minute left to play. Just handle the ball, fellas. And Barry trying to foul. Couldn't do it. Inside of Bonzi.
Oh. And the Rockets showing a lot of heart in this game against the Spurs.
Too much Bonzi tonight for San Antonio. 38 seconds left. What a gritty performance by the Houston Rockets. They didn't shoot the ball well, only 41%. But boy, did they get on the glass. 25 offensive rebounds for the Rockets tonight. Yao Ming checking that clock. Down to 5 seconds on the shot clock. Down to 4. Yao with a turnaround. Missed it. McGrady gets it back. 26 offensive rebounds, and he threw it to Barry. To Ginóbili. So the Rockets lost to Dallas last night, come home and take care of the home court. That's what you said they had to do, Clyde.
That's what they needed to do for their confidence. 4-1 and things are looking good.
The crowd is up in Toyota Center.